Hi. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Good afternoon if you are not within the United States, and good evening if you're going to watch this later. Welcome again to day 4 of the 31 days Ask Me Anything series. And so today and the next 7 days is going to focus on funding stream. One of the questions I get asked a lot every single time is, how do I fund my nonprofit? How do I fund my social enterprise? How do I fund the work that I do? And so today I'm going to start with the first one of ways that you can create a stream of funding to be able to do the impactful work that you do. So before we get started, I am going to introduce myself for those that are new to my page, and then we are going to dive into it. And if you have a specific question, feel free to leave it in the chat, and I'm going to definitely respond to it as well. So my name is Omotola the Great. I'm the lead consultant here at the Funding Magnet, and our mission for 2022 is to aid and support at least 1,000 nonprofit funders or nonprofit organization to fully fund their budget this year. We really believe that you don't have to go broke to make a difference, and that you can make a living while you're making a difference as well. And so I have over 8 years of experience in this world. I have been able to start and grow my own nonprofit, and I've helped other people to do it across different countries around the world as well. And so my core goal for starting this agency, the Funding Magnet, is to prepare you, propel you, and then also power you to be able to do so much good and do good into the world as well. Today we have a guest, my son, as you can see, but he's resting, and then we're just going to dive into things. And so that's just a little bit about myself. If you don't mind, in the chat, please tell us who you are, where you're from, or where you're currently living right now, and what's the name of your organization and the population that you serve, and what's your mission for this year. What is one thing that you want to accomplish? How many people do you want to touch their life, change their life, transform their life, or save their life for the better? And tell us what your core purpose is as well. So while you do that, we're going to continue. And so, like I said, a lot of questions I get a lot has been around, how do I fund my nonprofit? How do I fund my social enterprise? How do I ensure that my NGO does not pack up and we have the resources we need to help these people? Because the truth is, most of the time there are more people that need our help than what we can offer. And sometimes the type of help we can deliver, the kind of program and project we can run, is always defined by the amount of funding that we have. And so I hope that by the end of this series, you know for sure exactly how you can fund the work that you do and be able to make a difference in the work that you do as well. So today, I'm going to go through one of the funding streams that you can use to fund your nonprofit or social enterprise. So this is all about your board, either your board of trustee or your board members. The truth of the matter is, a lot of nonprofit, that is one of the mistakes I see. They do this wrong. You just choose your family and friend. You don't take the time to really research the people that you're having to be on your board, because your boards have a lot of role. They're either going to be doing work around governance and ensuring that they are doing the balance and check. They're going to be reviewing the project or programs that they're going to either approve or not. And so don't just rush into it. And I made that mistake as well. When I started my nonprofit in 2012, I had my family members, my dad, my mom, my cousin, my friends, all on my board, but they were not the right people at the right seat to help me. And so before you jump into having your board, getting board members, you need to really learn and say, what do we need? What is the skill set that this person is bringing to the table? How can they support our organization in our mission? And so I have what I call the 3 T's that all your board members must give to your organization if they're supposed to hold on to that role as part of it. And so the first T is time. They have to commit their time. So usually, as a non-profit, as a social enterprise, you're expected to have your board members meet either monthly, quarterly, or at least twice in a year. And so you need to be able to carry them along to say, this is what we are doing. So if you're meeting monthly, it can be for 1 hour. If you're meeting quarterly, it can be for 2 hours or more. And then if you're meeting twice a year, like every 6 months, then that might be like 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 5 hours, because you're planning for 6 months of your organization, right? Or you're reporting back on the last 6 months and what you've been able to do. And so your board must be able to give the time. They can't just be figurehead. They can't just say yes on paper, then your board on your website. They're there decorating your website, but tangibly, they're not giving you the time and the attention that your organization need. Because just because you're the visionary, you're the founder, does not mean that you have to do everything. Your board has a role and they need to support you in being able to carry your mission forward. So beyond the time, the next thing your board has to give is their talent. And so this is their expertise. So let's say someone is the president of your board and they're really good at strategic planning, or somebody is the treasurer, they are good with accounting, somebody is the secretary, they like organization, they like making sure that the processes and the systems are set up. And so what kind of skill set are they bringing in to support your organization? What do they have that your organization, what all can they feel in being able to ensure that they do the work for your organization? And then the last but not the least in the T, which is now how it relates to the funding stream, is treasure. Your board must put their money where their mouth is. Like I said again, they cannot be figureheads. You don't need board members who on paper they look good, they say they support your work, but they've never put a dime, they've never put a cobble, they've never put a cent down to support the work that you do. So it is non-negotiable. Like the time maybe if you're meeting monthly, they're only able to make it like 5 or 6 times to a meeting. That can still be like negotiable and acceptable, but the treasure should not be negotiable. And I will tell you the reason for why, 2 reasons why you should not negotiate on this when you have board members. First and foremost, it is an honor and privilege for them to be on your board. So don't think of it as if you're begging them and that they're doing you a service. No, you're each benefiting from it. Yes, they provide guidance and they provide insight to you, but more importantly, your board also, they get something in return. Because if you do your research well, if you do your job well, when you're researching potential board members, you should get people who either care about the cause, the population that you serve, the location of the community, or the issues that you tackle as an organization. So already you're giving them a pathway, you're giving them an opportunity to live out this passion, this interest they have in being able to help someone, right? So that's one. Another thing about your board members that you should note is that because they are on your board, it helps them professionally. So I'll give you an example from my own experience. So I had a board member in 2012. It took me 6 months to cut this board member, but finally the person signed up to be on our board, right? And so when they did, later on I found out that this person, they used, just because they were on our board, to get a promotion. They were working for a big multinational company then in Nigeria. And so they had it on their CV, they kept it on their LinkedIn. And because of that, their boss saw something different. They were different than every other member of the workforce, because they had that. And they were able to tell, like when it was time for promotion, how they are making a difference in the community and how that align with their organization, their company's like mission and focus as well. And so because of that, they not only got the promotion, they got double in terms of like their salary as well. And so they were so excited, and they come say, Tola, I want to increase my donation. And this person at that time was giving us 100,000 naira every single month. Every single one, which is about $500 or more in dollars, every single month consistently. And so now they want to double it, and they doubled it. They went from 100,000 naira to 200,000 naira, which was $1,000 every single month. And this was because they saw the value of it and were able to use being on our board and the work that they do for us and the service they provide as a volunteer to really like leverage their career growth and career development. And so people that are on your board, they have something that they can use it to leverage their professional growth and development if they know how to use it and position themselves. And so that's another reason why they cannot just be figureheads. They have to give something. And then the third reason, again, that they need to give something to your organization is because when you're ready to now activate the grant, so that's another way. Grant is another way to fund your organization. That's another stream, and we're going to talk about that in a few days from now. Most of the people that are going to sponsor you, that are going to give you grants, they will ask, who are your board members? What is their commitment to giving? Is it 100%? That means if you have 10 board members, does all 10 board members give to your organization? And then what is the percentage of giving that they give? Like on average, how much do they give? And so sometimes that can be the difference between a funder funding your organization or not. Because let's say a funder gets over 100 applications, and out of those 100 applications, let's say half of those people, they have board members that are giving. They are going to prioritize those people over those that have board members that don't give. And I know it might seem unfair because like, well, but our mission is great. So that's one of the little things that can help you to stand out between all of other nonprofits that are submitting grant applications. Because think about it. The people that are supposed to be on the internal, they're supposed to be your core, your inner circle. They're supposed to governance your organization. If they're not willing to commit their money, if they're not willing to give something to your organization, why should somebody on the external give to you? Like, it just raises some red flag to think like, oh my goodness, like, why are they not giving? Why is it that the commitment to this organization is low? So that's why it's really important that more than ever for you to really grow, to expand, to get more funding from other streams, your board members have to give to your organization. And then the last reason why your board should give to your organization is like, if you think of every other funding stream, think of the grant process. Sometimes it might take 3 months or up to 6 months or more before you finally get a grant. It's not just easy that you submit a grant and then within a few days they give you the money. Like, they have to go through different processes. Some grant applications, they have like 5 stages that you have to go through, and sometimes those stages might take 4 weeks or more before you move to the next stage, right? And so that is a waiting game. And you know, if you're just relying on grant alone and you don't have money coming in from your board members monthly or quarterly or yearly, what is going to happen to your program if you don't have any other funding stream? And so that's why it's also essential that your board member gives, because if they're able to give to you every single month, that gives you some gives you some money to run your organization within that time period. So let's do an example. Let's say you have 10 board members, and then maybe every board members, they give you $20. We're not even going to go higher than that. Like, every board member gives you $20 every single month, right? So that's 20 times 10. That means at least $200 is coming into your organization every single month. And when you double that by 12 months, that's over $2,400 that you're now getting from your board every single year. So while you're waiting for the grants, the corporate sponsorship, while you're building your funnel for other individual donors, you can use that money from your board members to do the things you need to do, to pay for the things that you need to take care of, to help the people that you want to support and definitely help as well. Another reason why it's so good that if your board are able to give is that most of the funding coming from your board, they will not be restricted. They are not restricted. And so when they give you the money, you can use it to do what you need to do. You can prioritize the things that you need to prioritize, because for other funders, let's say, even if you have an individual donor, they might specify and say, you can only use my money for this. You can only use the money I give you, this donation, for a specific aspect of your program or for a particular program. But with the giving that comes from your board, it's unrestricted. And so you can use that money to be able to do what you need to do as well. And so if you don't have this funding stream activated yet, then you need to go back to the drawing board and you need to have a really tough conversation with your board to say, I know that you signed up and initially we didn't tell you that you have to give, but right now, in order for us to go to where we want to go to, in order for us to achieve the goal, the dream that we have for this year, in order for us to be able to save life, to transform community, we need you to support us, not just with your time and talent. We need you to give your treasure. We need you to put your money down to be able to support the work that we do. And so it's highly important that you have this conversation. And I know sometimes it can be a tough conversation because already, like, maybe initially the contract they sign was that they don't have to give. But if you want to build a profitable and sustainable organization that will last, then you're not going to keep running 𝘾𝙧𝙚 and be doing emergency fundraising and then you're not able to reach your goal. You need to have those tough conversations. And I promise you it gets easier. You need to help them understand why it matters that they give, because it's going to propel you guys forward for other funding stream. It will be easier when you apply for those grants, when you apply for corporate sponsorship. They always want to know, like that's one of, like at least 9 out of 10 grant funders will ask, who are your board members? Give us a list. What are their names, their title, what company do they work for, what is the percentage of giving, on average how much do they give? So they will ask at least 1 or 2 of those kind of questions relating to your board. And so it's very, very essential that you take the time to really sit with your board to say, realistically, how much can you do? And it doesn't have to be $20, it doesn't have to be $10. Let's say all your board can afford to give is $10. I usually say no less than $10 to $15. Like if they are going to be on your board, then they have to be people of caliber, because it doesn't make sense for you to have people who cannot give to your organization in terms of the time, the talent, and the treasure that you need, because the work that you do, it's very important and it matters. And so especially if you're in the beginning stage, and even if you've been running for a while but you've been doing it wrong in terms of your structure, you will not be able to prepare yourself for future opportunities if you don't correct this now. And so I want to encourage you to take action today. Don't delay. Take some time. Think through it. Look at how can you sell the vision to them. Talk to them. Remind them why they signed up to be part of your organization in the first place. Sell them on the vision that you have. It's not too late. This year just started. So you still have 9 months plus to go. And you still have many lives to change, many community to impact, right? And so you need to have that conversation to say, this is where we are going. This is where we are. For us to get there, there's this gap, and you need to help us fill it. For us to position ourselves for bigger grants, bigger funding in the future, you need to help us establish this and build this right foundation. Think of a house. You don't just have the walls, you don't just have the roof, you don't just have the decoration. They first have to build the foundation of the house. So your board are one of your fundamental foundation. If you want to really build a non-profit that can be fully funded, there is no way around it. One of the things that I like to do, that I specialize in, is in helping you to diversify your funding stream, because I am so tired of seeing either a lot of non-profit close up or the funder being stressed out because they are self-funding their organization. You have people around you, but a lot of us, we don't ask, or we ask for the wrong things at the wrong time or at the right time. And so it's highly important that you have those conversation. And some of them, I say, sorry, I didn't sign up for it, I have to go, I can no longer be part of your board. It is okay. You can always tell them that no problem. Whenever you feel you are at that stage, then you can come back on the board. But in the meantime, you can be a volunteer, like no hard feeling at all. But you need to have this hard conversation. You need to have these plans to say, you know what, this is how we're going to do this work. And like I said again, the funding coming from your body is going to be unrestricted. So it's going to really help you. So think about it. What can an extra $200 every single month, if you have up to 10 board members giving $20? Imagine if you have 5 board members giving $100 consistently every month individually each. That's $500. What can an extra $500 do to your bottom line? How can that help you to really, really propel your mission and be able to help those people that you said you were going to help in the first place? And so it's really highly important that you do not take this lightly and you start making those corrections now. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions specific to this particular funding stream, feel free to put it in the chat. I will be happy to answer any questions specific to your own organization as well. And while I wait for any of these questions to come up, tomorrow I'll be back again, same time, 5:30 Central Time, which will be 6:30 West African Time. Please convert it to your own time. I know there are other people that may not be in the West African or Central Time, but I'll be back, and the replay will be left on the grid for you to watch later as well. But if you have any questions specific to the board member as a stream of funding, feel free to message me privately or leave it in the chat, and then I'll be happy to answer that as well. But I hope you find this helpful, and then tomorrow I'm going to explore another funding stream that you should consider for your organization and to help you to continue to do your impactful work. Until next time, which is tomorrow, keep doing good, and I hope you have a great weekend. And also, I have a free masterclass coming up in April. Every single month I do a free masterclass. This month was last Tuesday. I did a masterclass on the funding, like how to create a monthly funding plan for your organization. And so if you go click the link in the bio, there is a new link up there for April. The time is going to be April 5th at 12:30 Central Time, which will be 6:30 p.m. West African Time. It's going to be 1 hour. I don't take more than 1 hour. It's free, but there is no replay. So you go and register, and then I hope to see you in April. And the goal is to help you to create a fully funded plan. And so I'm going to tell you the 5 components that you need to be able to really fully fund your budget. I really believe that your mission is fundable. I believe that you were called to do this work, and you can have chosen to do anything. You chose to do this work, right? And so it is possible to fully fund your mission. It is possible to stop stressing out and doing emergency fundraising or canceling your program or postponing it because you don't have the funding, the resources, the finance to do the work. But it takes that you have to first, I like this phrase that one of my coaches used. They said, you need to slow down to speed up. You need to slow down to speed up. So in April, I'm going to teach you how to slow down to speed up by creating a plan and align your plan to your mission and your vision and the impact you want to make this year. A lot of us, we want to do. But you need to first be first before you can do. If you skip the part of being, which means planning, thinking strategically, looking at what you have, mapping out your assets, then it's harder for you to really do the work and do it at the speed that you want. And so you need to really slow down first, then you can speed up. And you may think, oh, other people are doing this. Don't worry, don't use other people's timeline. Your own mission, your own vision is not theirs. And don't worry that the people are going to stop needing your help. That is not true. Like even the Bible said it. It said the poor, the people that need our help, they are going to forever be among us. And so just because you need to take some time out to really slow down for you to speed up, it doesn't mean that you're running out of time. It doesn't mean that when you come up for here, when you're ready, when you build a profitable foundation, that those people that need your services will not be there. They will still be there. They will actually have multiplied. And so I just want to highly encourage you that you should definitely sign up for this masterclass. Like I said, it's free for you to attend. It's 1 hour of your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions after I'm done with the presentation as well. And if you want the replay, then you can purchase it for a fee, but you don't have to pay for anything to show up. And I hope that helps you. And so I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If any questions comes up between now and tomorrow, send me a message. I'm always happy to respond, and I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Thank you for all that you do, and keep doing good. Bye everyone, and have a good weekend. Oh, is there a question? Let me see. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Awesome. Bye.